To me, on a rugby field, I'm at home. Off the fields, I'm not really secure. I'm not really confident. I know I've got under a lot of people's skin over the years. I realise that. People have got to accept you as you are. Why should I change to be like everyone else?
Knock on by Kerry, Cox, Ella, overlap, Gould, Hawker, Grigg and Leverage. Fraser gets him in the end. Oh, lovely passing, Gary Ella, Lucas. There's another couple yet to come, and it's going to be Campese who scores a great try.
A teenager scoring his first try for his country. Ahead of David Campese lay fame and a world record, but behind lay an upbringing in Queanbeyan, a small town in the Australian Capital Territories.
I've come from a different background to rugby. I've come from a public school and played rugby league, Aussie rules. And rugby basically is a private school sport in Australia. And all the big business people went to private schools. And the people I meet, I would never meet those people if I wasn't who I was. If I was just David Campese, the club player, I would never meet these people. Because you're somebody, you get into these doors. And they use and abuse me, and I use and abuse them. It works both ways.
Strange, though, that, you know, if you did want to cross the tracks, you know, from that public school into the private school life, that you chose rugby union, you chose an amateur sport.
Strange, that's what my father reckons. So pretty stupid, actually. Yeah, it is strange, but the amount of league offers I've had and things to change, like it's never interested.
Never tempted?
Never, no. So I just enjoy playing rugby.
Interception and out to Carl. A great breakout here as Little tries the kick ahead. Campese is away. Now Campese being chased by Stevens and blocked it. He's going to make it. Campese once more. The magician at work once again.
To me, to be involved in the game is I've got to touch the ball, say, 30, 40 times. To be involved, to actually do something. Last week in Wales, I was more busy putting the divots back in the turf because there wasn't much happening. And to me, I don't like games where you don't contribute. I want to come off and say, oh, I threw a great pass here or I did this. Not just down there and made a great run or I kicked the touch.
Brilliant kick, right to the corner.
Sometimes even a Campese kick can raise a cheer, the gifted individual. But there have been signs lately that the one-man show on the wing has moved to the heart of the team. Campo, a puzzle even to his coach.
Against Munster, Greg Smith the night before came to me and said, do you want to play? And I said, yes. Why is that? So, well, there's a few people said that you're not really interested in playing. I said, Greg, I said, to me, rugby is my life and I love to play. And he said, right. And that's like a challenge to me. Like, people shouldn't challenge me, like say, well, what are you doing here? You know, that's, or someone say, no, you can't do that. I said, righto, you're on.
Do you think he read the situation perfectly then? By just saying that, you said, I went out and I played my best game for 2 years?
No, because I knew it was my last opportunity to get in the test team. And I didn't want to come away from this tour playing one test and leaving on 100. And everyone's saying I was like a charity. And that's why I wanted to prove everyone wrong again, so I did. And played well.
Campese looking for a try himself. Second one, he's there. Still tricky, still dangerous, still exciting to watch.
He first made his mark here in 1984 on the Wallabies Grand Slam Tour under coach Alan Jones.
He's only got Ackerman to get past him. If he goes for the line, he feeds on and it's a superb try for Michael Hawker.
To me, that was the professional era of Australian rugby because Alan Jones came in, he didn't want second best. You know, we were here for business. We got off the plane after 24 hours, hotel, and we trained for a couple of hours just to show that, you know, we were here to do something, not just to be another Wallaby team.
In '87, he became the world's leading try scorer in Test rugby. Scant consolation for losing a classic World Cup semi-final to France.
For some reason in Australia's history, since I've been a part of it, we couldn't really put back-to-back performances together until, say, 91, where we had 10 tests, we won the whole 10. I think we were very confident, we were very fit, and we just came over. The best thing about it, we were 26 guys, and we wanted to have fun.
He was voted player of the tournament in the '91 World Cup, which the Wallabies won. But then there is the other side to his game. The great entertainer has a history of brilliance and bloomers.
Campese was there, and there's Campese in the breakout. Oh, what a marvellous run by Campese. Is it going to be another magical try? And in wondering what to do, he lost possession.
Often it simply doesn't matter, but against the Lions in '89, it was serious.
Drop goal attempt by Andrew. Just wide. And Campese off on his travels again, and in dire straits. It could be a score for Ian Evans. He's got it.
If you look in the whole 3 games, I think I touched the ball about 4 times. I feel like that I've got to contribute something because people want to see something. And that's where I make the mistakes. But as I keep on saying that I threw the pass, Greg Martin just didn't catch it, that's all.
The International Player of the Year from 1993 is David Campese.
The mistakes and the genius, the outrageous comments in public from an intensely private person. Who is he?
No one really knows me. They know me as a footballer, but no one knows me as a person. I mean, a lot of times what I say to the press is what they want to hear. It's not actually what I think.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's good to have a bit of... I'm a stirrer, basically. It's like when I talk about England, you know, they say something bad about it. I think rugby needs characters. You need to come out and say something. I think if you look at this year, the professional game, no one's really going to come out and say anything because, oh, it's in conflict of interest or the contracts or you can't say that. And it's very hard. They said about McEnroe and Connors when they left. Thank God they're gone, but now they want them back because what happens in an interview after the game? Yeah, he played well, I played well. There's no one actually trying to get the public or people involved, and the way you play, you promote rugby. In Australia, a lot of people know of me and the way I play, and the kids just love it.
So what you said about England may not have been the truth.
No, it mightn't have been the truth, but it still gets them upset, doesn't it? I mean, what you want to do, it's a bit of a mind game. You know, when I went to the World Cup in '91, I just said, oh, look, England can't run the ball. So what they try and do, a week later, they try and run the ball. They can't do it. So I'm not the stupid person here, am I? It's good tactics.
There is a special relationship between the outspoken Aussie and England. When it comes to the Poms, he tries to get away with as much as possible. Try awarded, time for a dig.
You hear about the England players, you hear about this, you see them get interviewed, you know, they're making heaps of money, but yet they can't even beat the New Zealand Barbarian side. And yet after the game, the coaches are, we're quite happy. How can you be happy when you lose? Like, that is definitely the wrong mentality.
Rob Andrew, Underwood this time. Webb, it's intercepted by Campese. Who else? And no one will stop him. Rob Andrew will try and narrow the angle, but it's Campese on the breakaway.
I think I'm arrogant. I said, look, if you want to be a good rugby player, good at something, you've got to be arrogant. I was brought up to say, if you want to say something, you say it. But a lot of people don't like it because it's the truth. People hate hearing the truth. I've never really said anything bad about rugby. If you look over 15 years, it's never been bad. It's either saying something about Wales, who live in the past, about their rugby, England, who think they're the best. It's nothing really bad, it's just promoting rugby.
The promotion of rugby by mysterious means. And to relax?
Oh, I drive very fast. I've taken a few of the players over the Harbour Bridge at 180 k's per hour, and they didn't really like that. It's not that they don't trust me, they don't trust anyone else. Like, even in Italy for 10 years, you learn how to drive. And the way I live my life is basically in the fast lane.
Far Jones, Lloyd Walker, onto Cook, Campese. Campese, the change of pace again, the dummy uncleared. Oh, what another just mesmeric try. A dazzling score to finish it off.
And now he's finishing for good. Plain and simple, career over. Or is it?
There's nothing else I can really do in rugby. We've won the World Cup, we've won the Bledisloe Cup, I've played 101 tests, I think I've won 72 of them. And you never know, I mean, if I'm playing well next year and the Wallabies have got 6 wingers out, you know, I mean, that's the last resort, call on the old fellas. But I don't think that'll happen, but I just want to actually go out and have a good time.
The game needs characters, and Nick Farr-Jones, he's one of the most spectacular. What sort of affection have you built for David Campese down the years?
Well, as he said right at the end, you never know. And that's the thing about Campo, you never know. I mean, I once said to Campo on the field, and one of the good things about David, and Rob will sort of think, oh, well, it's typical of you fairies, but it's nice to be able to have a laugh and enjoy it actually out there, even in the pressure cooker of a test match. And once I was trying to support Campo back in the sort of middle 80s, he was all over the shop. And I said, Campo, in the middle of a test match, mate, I'm trying to follow you through. I mean, I just can't follow you. And Campo said, look, mate, my brain doesn't know where my legs are taking me to. I mean, that's just typical of the guy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's probably why he's so unpredictable and why he's been so good. But, I feel very privileged to have played with him. He's been, probably, without doubt, our greatest player in Australia. And I've said publicly, without him, in '91, we mightn't have won the World Cup. So I think that says it all. But, I think in time to come, the young people will come up to me and they won't say, we heard you played X amount of tests or you were part of a World Cup winning team. They'll just say, what was it like to play with Campese? And
He's retiring from international rugby, but not from the game. Any chance do you think that we'll see him in this country?
I do. I mean, I know that he's been talking. We've just seen Francois sign up for Saracens. It's not only the fact that he can contribute on the field, it's the bums on seats that he also brings. And I'm sure that there'll be a few people who'd be interested in having David Campese pull on their jersey.
OK, Nick, for the moment, thanks very much. You're due
Pleasure,
to
Steve.
sit alongside Bill McLaren up in the commentary box. We'll let you get up the stairs.
Okay,
and Rob and I will concentrate on the Barbarians lineup this afternoon. Being an invitation side, they've spent the last couple of days introducing themselves to each other, and with the help of Alistair Hicknell, we'll provide some introductions for you as well.